Hello and welcome to Cracked UPSC Civil Service. My dear students, suggest you buy one subscription. You'll be getting a lot of benefit creators created 15,000 courses to cover and that just a one plus subscription limited limited conditions if about UPSC as a book. Direction Ethics Part 1 topics also I'll be providing all the notes IAS. I asked you to get a subscription. My dear student, all you'll be which collectively cover based on previous year courses will be supplemented with live where you can get progress will be fact live period majority of it's your wait it is a as we said first step first lessons very because the beginning where you expect depth anything that I said like more educated You are a civil redefine civil service game change the effort. Did I take that? That is a bare minimum but our quality in academy. But a personal otherwise all these things what's in the is but as we have gone through ethics that primarily why I'm making test how para itself First line, para hai. Second asymmetry. Oh, asymmetry. Failure, corruption won't be having very difficult how to now ethics in effective and ethics government right every take risk because ethics time make one step please scope of this class. Okay, yes for ability very important. Also like you mentioned for you to assess it. Corruption less this long before we had then price for sim like MRP was about 100 rupees. Was so yes, in many of the telecom industry have today. So not only that, when there is monopoly operators, you are the only. There is no one else. Where there is only one shop access to other shop. They are long like situation what organization product also. There is monopoly to dictate the term. And main thing corruption here is price accept their poor quality As you are aware, public administration, what is this? Executive have given the chance to be audible and visible. And very, very corruption. Corruption means make or take. Ethics, now types of major respect to bribe giver, whether he is a victim or the beneficiary. Whether the bribe giver is victim, for example, here this classic based bribe giver, victim. Let me give here victim. Get a ration, get a to get a deal. Then are forced to give bribe. Beneficiary said that most public get didn't get after here. Based on this, coercive right, coercive bribe, bribe victim that not giving paid first coercive bribe given benefit benefiting person. Bribe coercive corruption is a victim. Is forced paid, but in collusive corruption, bribe If he is giving 5 rupees, getting more than that. There is no compulsion, there is no element, but there is a benefit from giving bribe. We get the concept of coercive corruption because now present system of laws, we are just having coercive not been on par. Am I audible and visible? Please let just highlighting bribe giver. Failed to pay. The victim is extortion of extorted and failed to get the services to which got the right. Is it clear, my dear student? Example here, important thing. Ask me one of the consequences of resistance to corruption are not by resistance. If you want to save, say, 5 rupees, if you are not giving, the chance more than is clear. Say, for example, I had friends, good position, department. I thought of getting my driving license. When I went there, I was just told then back some 9, 10, like 8, something like outside RTO office is some so there will be a lot of just one small room of the file, everything right very been riding long. We take without day when are the certificates, are the documents. So I filled those. Then I went next day that are missing. Afterwards, now you have got a third day, third day if interview where they show those signs in I answered clearly like 7 to 8. I didn't answer the learner ideas. Here I explained much more by resisting, end up losing much more than bribe individual or maybe per day you'll be getting Other than this, like 3 days I have. If I would have given just 5 to think what they used to do, the file which the agent used to give. My file was lines. I told that you are failed here, so you have to come after my dear. Delays, there will be harassment, loss of precious time, pages, uncertainty, times the potential danger of life or here in fact, yes officer. They say that what is happening corruption. Bribe given the benefit, bribe given there is a collusion between both. Bribe given means both they are having by understanding collusion. Both parties benefit and both are getting benefit, but the idea where bribe given as guilty are even more guilty than the bribe taker. Bribe giver, in fact, more guilty than the bribe taker, isn't it? As the economy from state control, extraordinary, decline, this as the age of LP liberalization, privatization, liberalization, where state is pulling back. They are asking for a minimum state, minimal state. They are asking market to come in because state has a provider of the services. State has failed in providing the. So when state is retreating, when state is going back and it's doing rules also use of e-governance, all these things, coercive or but collusive corruption, very very example for collusive. Last year it was at the level, at the and national level. Some of the examples are awarding contract to procurement are the places where there is a collusion between contractor and public function getting benefit that 90 state public service evasion of substandard fraud. They are giving bribe for like for substandard fraud, collusive violation of regulations, adulteration of drugs, have seen what you get in distribution. Generally, quality of the things given. Say for example, rice. Take rice. Even people they take rice. They're again selling that in Karnataka. They are selling this for 10 or 10 by people. They're expanded in this direction will very very investigate. Is clear, my dear friend. Illusion. They synchronize for mutual benefit. Don't you feel one of the very very bad things? I'll give you an example why it is very very bad. Let me take the second example. Recruit of them. Let me take this. He said that more than 50% of employment, more than percent of public service comes only by giving means your percent are correct. Even can we expect the administration to be? I was talking another day, other day said that they don't give the marks. How can I service? Told them so. At least have to recover the charge. Very very dangerous. Administration, if all the people are already corrupt entering, how can you expect the administration ethical? Did you get the point, my dear? One of the major reasons for corruption in administration is the entry get their job have to give. How can we expect that people have to lakhs and lakhs of where is their salary? Say for example, a probationary IAS officer nearly gets 60,000 for IAS. Think about group they will get, how they will manage for very very difficult. That is the reason self collapsed. There is institutionalization, institution corruption and has for collusive is there for people. The reason why is that corruption provide for a offense. Collusive bribery. Why second ARC is saying that this is a special? case of offense, he says that I will explain this thing. Why second ARC says also it says that offense could be classified as collusive or intended outcome, not the outcome, intended outcome of the transaction leads us to the state anyone. There is a loss to state public interest, then it has collusive bribery. And punishment double than that of the offense should be higher, and it should be a special offense. For this, what is the need we have to do? We have to amend Preventive Corruption Act. Why? Because Preventive Corruption Act does not differentiate between not differentiating. So the need when prevention of okay, this basic act, basic law, which is on the person's why it has a special offense and also be given as even double punishment. One of the things, Preventive Corruption Act, the thing, the rapid growing of the cases of abusive and at times often assume the magnitude of this example. Last year, Jay Mallya, Hero Modi, and many other companies, serious economic or the offenses of offenses scale, which affect the society and country as a whole. These things only the individual, the whole government, and also society. Correct? Is this clear? NDRC says that abusive corruption should be treated as a special and should be given double punishment. Reason for that is Prevention Corruption Act not different with the rapid growing of the and also they are leading to economic offense. They are the extent that they are affecting the whole. Is that another reason why the secretary are very affecting with respect to make some procedural changes, in measures, like say for example, governance, application of it brings economic reform and combat the pursuit, but not possible collusive. And also, rate of cases of pursuit is more high because case of bribe has got a bribe give victim. Bribe giver is a victim. So, Prevention Corruption Act has the exempt very important. Under the preventive person bribe has got immunity because killed and his victim there. So the trap cases are there where person who anti-corruption agency. So more number of cases will, but in case of collusion, bribe giver collusion. So you cannot make them, cannot bring them to point clear. Coercive with some reforms, we can decrease, we can, but in case of main reason, in case of coercive corruption, the victim in one other thing is he informs agency, and also the victim in coercive corruption has got immunity by the Preventive Corruption Act itself, where because of this, getting convicted in collusive corruption, in fact, getting convicted in corruption cases is very less. That collusive corruption still very less because both the parties are united. They both are getting the benefit. This is clear. Any doubt with respect to these things? Have any doubt? Please let me. Factors responsible for aggravation. What are the factors responsible aggravating their second? Because different way of looking at factors that they see during British period. During the we had where just see that the rule, in fact, way back in 1970, 1780, I suppose, 84, regulating act. Why regulating act? Because people who are working for the East India Company, they became very rich. First, the company was rich. People who are working in India Company, they become still rich. To regulate the affairs of this company, regulating affairs, and also control us, police, administration. They used to act as masters. Things have changed. That was a democracy. Then British our masters. We were colonized. Now people are sovereign, but still that legacy, enormous asymmetry over and ARC give. Say for example, 100 people that 90% are unorganized. Then you are left in this also state, state government. Among the 10 people, one person, anyone He is well off than most of the people. Well off than he is educated. He is educated. Vast majority, whether they are semi-literate or illiterate. Here, so there is asym- since there is huge asymmetry of power. This is clear. The conscious fact, very bad thing. Okay, the it went for over regulation. Say for example, nationalizing all the banks. Till recently, liberalization. What was the only car available for Maruti home? All were not allowed to enter business. A lot of risk. So when there is a lot of rules and regulation, everything have to go there. He has money. Second thing is respect to subsidy and welfare oriented programs. People are already they're illiterate. Subsidy and other welfare programs. In this case, while giving those things, he feels like as though he is given the services. Is that you are going? It's explain this in logical colonial legacy and same legacy during colonial period. The authority was not exercised. Also, this is the ours is a society where the worship there is a colonial legacy of authority and property power. So, still colonial legacy. What is that? The authority exercise powers arbitrary. What is arbitrary? Not use authority according to rules, regulations, or laws. And also added to this, ours is a society which worships ours. Worship power means giving the status like very high status. Like whom do we worship? God. It's like a metaphorical way. Means society what is not for ethical standards or society is worship. So a society which worship power, it is easy for public officials deviate from ethical easy for public from why? Because the society, the ethical conduct, the moral fabric broken. They're behind power. They're not behind clear 90% is internal. And percent of the people are in unorganized. They imply that only 10% of the people, 10% organized. That also percent are employed by the government itself, directly or through and stakings. And almost all those employed by the state and on the 10% are in unorganized. That's 70. educated in a largely illiterate and semi-literate society, and even lowest public servants are than the most people in the country. The lowest isn't it all instance why during matchmaking why they might have seen these jobs like father-in-law, like father-in-law, they says that no, I won't give my daughter. I will give only when get a government. Why is that so? Why is this? Because the lowest, even the lowest public servants are better off than the most people, isn't it? Say for example, some even Group C employee and another software. To whom do you give your daughter? Generally, this may be different, and their employment in government comes with all the trapping of, as I said, in all the public sector undertakings, in all the like, state public service commissions, all you have, then only you. Such a asymmetry of power reduces the societal pressure to conform. The ethic makes it easy to of power is there. Of power reduces the societal pressure to conform to ethical behavior and makes it easy to indulge in corruption. So, since the society has not having that power, like you might have seen in a lot of movies, though there is only one zamindar or one person, the whole people, the many number of villages present, they won't be able to resist this person. Why? There is a concentration of power there. He's having links with all the people, he's having lot of money. In that circumstance, so that circumstance is a, so they can't pressurize the public servants to conform to the ethical standards or behaviors. This leads to the increase in fear. Any doubt with respect to these things? In the early decades after independence, it's was a policies. The city use this term because over regulation, near monopoly of government in many sectors. Say, for example, you take for then it was like banking, production of goods and services. My dear friends, if they have to get over regulation, and also if they provide a lot of risk for them, added to this subsidy and the beneficiary public servant, a patron, a master, reduce most citizens into a like the people who take the master are patrons. Here, how the conscious what the government has done has affected some of the policies which created conditions for unskilled corrupt. They are over regulation, over restriction to state. Here's a monopoly of the government in many sectors and economic scarcity. Also, the subsidies and beneficiary oriented made the public servant a master. The above factors enhance the opportunity as it people. This large asymmetry of power important are responsible for aggravating corruption. Very, very important for the reasons evolving, beginning corruption. Corruption was already there. These factors aggravated these factors aggravated the corruption. Any doubt with these things are very, very important, my dear. Taken a lot of efforts, all the things from all the reports. Also, all these things, not with, that is the reason it may appear like a lot of points, seeing the things have not made any change, giving you what exactly second ARCS approach dealing with approaches. Here, just I'll tell that just so in this approach, majorly one is that another with respect to institute. One approach believes that if the values are correct, we have high moral value, high moral traits, then corruption. So they are equating value, value reduction. They say that until and unless the values are imbibed, society has the culture of integrity, is following the values, nothing can be done. Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? What is your opinion? The other says that no, most of the people, most of the people are very good, but there are one minority. They cannot conceal societal good and individual good. For them, what is good for society and what is good for individual are in the farther end. So this is leading to, so the institutions have to put a break for this by punishing them. My dear student, feel is more appropriate. Second axis is that in the present context, both values and also institute, because high ethical standards may be there, high ethical values may be there. If they are not taken care, if they are not sustained by institution, the values will weaken and disappear at last. Institution, just institution is made up of it. And also just give step to the, if the values are not there, institution kept. How can it brings about you getting the point, my dear friends? Am I clear here? Let me elaborate in, as I say that there are majorly first approach is 4 and 5 on values, and on the other hand, based on the belief that All portion others are so the deviant, decreasing the chaos is that real word, both values and explain. Many people lament decline in value consequence like corruption has its value. They say that nothing can happen until and unless values are. The implicit assumption is that until values are restored, nothing much can be done to improve the condition. Do you agree with this? This is the thing said by most people in the society. You ask any elderly person, they say that in our times, a lot of honesty among the not the things what you are seeing is not like very things. They say that people use promise the things just promise was enough. Then now even if the laws, rules, and regulations have. Do you agree with this? The other say that most sorry, human beings, but there is always a people who most small portion people they cannot change for them. Say for example, doing a job and getting money, they cannot do in this way. Means they cannot reconcile individual goals with the good of the society. They want many things, corruption. So what you have to punish such deviant behavior. Then, if that is the case, good behavior is rewarded, and then automatically. But what if good behavior is not only good behavior, not rewarded, and also bad behavior is rewarded? Don't you think one of the reason for the present things, isn't it? Because for one thing, good is not rewarded, and at the same time is not rewarded. What happens? This is the reason they say for increasing corruption. Same thing, and as exact in real world, both values are needed, moral values are needed. Guiding here they are using values as synonymous or equating to ethical. Why we need ethical standards? These are the things based on which we decide which is wrong, which is right, isn't it? isn't it? Values needed to serve as guiding stars, has standards. If you don't have standards, how can you say that something is bad? At the same time, values without support will soon be weak, and that have been practicing good virtues like honesty period of time. Other way, they are criticizing me. Values are needed to serve as a guiding star. Abundance in our society. Essence of right and wrong is intrinsic our culture. Right? What values favorable? Sustain, how how to sustain values by institution by punishing bad. If punishment is not done, what will happen? The people who are taking the bribe, there will be given lot of encouragement in the society. Values without institution builds and isn't my dear student. Institution provide which gives you shape and the institution. Don't think that institution not only government organized bodies. Family is also one of public office and control over public affairs offer enormous temptation and importance. Public office and public purse offers an temptation of opportunities. So most important provided for by both in real world without institutions values without values institutions won't be able to curtail because these institutions are just giving shape to the values already. We don't have values, especially the situation like where you are acting as a public servant, where you are acting as a service servant. There is lot of power. There are no controls. Somehow the chances of them are very very tough. You get the point? Any doubt with these things? Regard a big important facts that are provided by internalize this and you have things you have great help. Okay, corruption has been made as a because yeah, in examples was instances of where he was talking like 5 to 6 things which Kautilya has said from second year. Very, very keep your thoughts ready. Your exam is one two about ethics. Fact, Ego has just talked about those. What all said. Examples are very important. Them and also they may ask you to in them. So this is just briefing those, but very very conscious campaign. Your thoughts should be ready. Have to explain this minimum at least know the clarity of what the thing Ilya says. Just as it is not possible, not possible, not as it is not possible not to taste just as it is not possible, not possible or isn't based on the if someone places honey poison on the surface of it, isn't it definitely you'll taste it. Similarly, even so, is not possible for one dealing with money, the king, like has if someone some honey or poison on our tongue, definitely we will taste that. Similarly, if we are handling the money of the king, definitely you can apply this. Here, for a society, servant is a person of the state. So it is very, very tempting, he's saying. Because he is the person handling. Just as fish, just as moving water inside the water and drink water inside the pond aquarium observed in aquarium. Can you say when the officers for carrying drugs not been then officers won't be knowing that they are taking up as the example of similarly he said that it is possible to know even path possible to know even path of the bird flying sky. Able to know the path of the bird now it has been told long before saying you can identify you can know the path of the birds flying sky but not the ways officers moving with their intentions field. They are not posing the thing. Like they may have conspiration against the things like that. So I say possible to know the path of the bird wherever it goes, wherever it flies, but you not identify person's intent when the ways the officers doing in their with their intention thing is there. Then you know, dear student, major thing why I am mentioning. Next thing is have to be ready since they are given in second ARC. Chances of them being asked are very very high, my dear. And make those asked me wrongfully should charge them in should change them in that make the should make those who have money wrongfully to yield it up. Yield it up means you have to take back those money they have amassed by wrong means, and also is saying change them their work means change the department where they are working. I'll give a very very good example. Why you have got transfers? Generally, public servant is not allowed to stay in a single place for over a long period of time because he develops vested interest. One of the reasons for transfer is that there is no there is a different thing. This is being used for wrong transfers. Don't go about that. Make those have to take away those who have amassed, and also the departments change the works so that they do not consume the property or this growth what is clear. But at the same time, those not consume the things, increase them, work hard, increase them in work them just ways, made permanent in their office, being devoted to what is able, devoted to what is able, and that those who are sincere, you are earning money by your own effort, you have to have to make them permanent. This is very logical to use in your SS examination, especially ethics paper. Point is global phenomenon, and RCS that it is there in India, it is there in the like universal. That is the reason like many in development. So you go, there's nothing data. Second ARC is and it is equating what is why a patient, a person who gets cancer dies because a single cancer cell will multiply, will spread itself other cells and tissue. This is only one today. Tomorrow it may be four, three. After tomorrow it may be 100. Next day it may be 1,000. Over a period of time, it spoils everything. That is the reason they have a phrase in English: a rotten egg, a rotten egg, rotten spoils the entire basket, spoils everything. So what do you have to do? You have to remove this rotten egg out. Otherwise, the whole basket will be. Similarly, you have to remove a person who is corrupt. Otherwise, you will spoil the whole organization. This is clear. So, corruption equated to cancer. This point clear. Corruption is symbolically. as a illness, something that spreads relentlessly from one official to the other, department to department, finding the institution until the whole system internalize the concept. So corruption is to catch the since acting as cell PD is otherwise the conclusion for this is capable. Corruption must be eradicated so that the system can be nursed back to health, or even better, needs to stop before the primary graduates to the graduates. They say that you have got cure for cancer if it is diagnosed the stage, primary stage. So eradicate when it gets into secondary, when it gets into institutionalized thing, it's very difficult to. A rotten egg spoils the entire basket. So the only remedy, inescapable, is remove that rotten egg, throw it away. Otherwise, the whole basket will be rotten. This is inevitable. Is this clear? Yes, we need we need to do over because once up ahead of take the example of Harshad Mehta. He analyzed and he came up with examples. Take the examples of why all these things for Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, they were one step ahead of the law. That is the reason that three shows that elements always been one step ahead of the law. So punitive methods in the form of criminal law, punitive methods in the actions of each of the aspect of public servants who act strengthened, but not be there have to have laws, but punitive methods they have got prevention of corruption and the breach of we have got code, service form of civil service code, service any transgressing this discipline offense and preventive measures also form of proactive vigilance. Other hand, what is this? The opposite of reactive. Active means the reactive. Say for example, if someone like beats me, if I beat again, that is action. and after that I beat other. That is reaction. If I prevent someone from beating, that is very they have to be active now. Let's see what will happen after the be clear with these things. Very important. You can use in all your exam anything, especially Kautilya things. Very very important. Any more later. Till then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, the bell icon. Notification. Use my promo code the percentage. All the notes. Happy learning with an at scrap. You take care. Happy learning.